Welcome to our second video in a series of videos that we are doing to highlight our United Way partner agencies and the great work they're doing in our community to help our neighbors in McMinn and Meigs counties. I'm Paige Szabo with United Way, and joining me today is Brandy Huggins. Brandy is a recipient of services from one of our partner agencies, Helping Hands Ministries. She was scheduled to tell her story at our Power of the Purse event last March, but due to the pandemic, we were unable to have that event in person. So I'm thankful that she has joined us today to tell how Helping Hands helped her family through a rough time. Brandy, first off, tell me a little bit about yourself and about your family.
Okay. Well, I'm married to a man named Jason. We have two kids, Hunter and Haven. Hunter's 17 and Haven's 5. Both of my kids have special needs. Hunter has autism and Haven has spina bifida, which is a birth defect. Not a lot of people are familiar with, but it is when the spine is open and there's some damage to the spinal cord causing some mobility issues. My husband and myself are both full-time employed. I work for a partnering agency. Actually, I work for the Children's Advocacy Center. So he does electrical work. He's an electrician. So we received some help from Helping Hands Ministries, which I had never heard about before, but they're a great agency. So.
Okay. Well, tell us how that came about, how you found out about Helping Hands and the work that the help they gave your family.
Well, I have a close friend, that noticed that we didn't have a ramp on our house. My daughter Haven, she uses a walker to get around, but we didn't have that ramp. They can be pretty costly. My husband and I, like I said, both work full-time jobs and we budget correctly, but those expenses can be pretty heavy, especially, you have to prioritize sometimes. So
right.
Sometimes doctor's visits go above other things. So, well, we didn't have a ramp on our house, and we know that Haven wasn't able to walk in and out by herself. So a friend contacted Helping Hands, and she knew that they did that kind of work. They called my father-in-law, who actually owns the house that we live in, and asked about doing the ramp. So it was really a surprise to us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a surprise to us.
What a great surprise.
Yeah. Like I said, though, he owns the house, so he gave them permission. He knew that we needed that. They came out while we were at work one day, and so we came home and there was this brand new ramp that was built, for Haven, and she was so excited. I think one thing that stood out in my mind more than anything was that she was so excited to be able to carry her baby dolls inside. By herself.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah. So that night, whenever we came home, she walked, I think, for about 3 hours back and forth on that ramp. Just so excited,
Yes. Yeah.
I think sometimes we take for granted the things that we can do.
Exactly.
We'll try to get all the groceries in one trip so that we don't have to make that many trips when she was going as many times as she could. So, but she was just so excited, and Helping Hands help make that happen. Again, we were both fully employed and just in a financial situation due to medical bills and medical issues that you have to make hard decisions as a parent sometimes.
Right.
And that was one of them. So,
Yeah.
But like I said, she reached out to them and they came, and we're just so happy and so excited just to help. So it was a great thing.
That's
we still
wonderful.
have that ramp. Haven gets upset when you call it a ramp. It's a bridge.
A
to her.
bridge.
Yes. So that's what she calls it. But yeah, it's a great thing that they do.
That's wonderful. It's such a heartwarming and just powerful story. You mentioned that you and your husband both work, college educated. United Way did a financial hardship study and identified, that population as what they call an ALICE population, and it stands for asset limited, income constrained, and employed. And these are hardworking people, just like you and your husband, that are above the poverty level, but at times have some obstacles and challenges and have to make some difficult decisions because those could throw them into poverty. So in your example, whether to build a ramp or doctor's expenses, and so there's some hard decisions that population has to make. And thankfully, we have partner agencies that are able to help out in these families and not just help them survive or go through, but get back on their feet, but also to thrive. So I just thank you again for sharing this with us. And such, like I said, such a powerful story and a story of hope that gives a lot of people hope. And so I thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having me. I think
Okay.
a lot of times whenever, people kind of will help out with United Way and things, they don't see where those resources are going.
Right.
And even myself included,
Mhm.
don't see whenever I am able to help, where that goes. But, like I said, for a parent to be able to see their child to walk into their home
Oh, yes.
for the first time, that may not seem like a big deal, but it's a
That's
huge
it.
thing that the United Way is doing and their agencies, their partnering agencies. Just good work. Good
Well,
work from
thank
them.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Thank
thank you for what you do and what you give back to
Thank
the
you.
community.
Thank you.
Thanks.